نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Bela Khan, Muslim Woman Empowerment Coach and Founder and Chief Inspiration Officer at Muslim Woman Empowerment. Muslim Women Empowerment is a place where we help passion-driven women to find out their true potential, come out of their misery, and create a ripple of positive difference in the world. And today we have with us Brother Faris. Brother Faris is the founder and CEO of Productive Muslim. And today, inshallah, we're going to be having an exclusive session with him regarding his Productive Ramadan online course. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Brother Faris, and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing, brother?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Jazakumullah khair.
Alhamdulillah. 3 years ago, I also signed up for the course and I have been richly benefited, and I have been teaching the same concepts to my students as well, and they're loving it. So, brother, I want to ask you about the Productive Muslims journey because, subhanAllah, most of us know about it. Let's start with the course itself. So, Ramadan course. Why Ramadan specifically? Why not anything else?
Sure. So, personally, I always realized that one of the times when people really face productivity challenges is Ramadan. They really struggle with some basic productivity issues. For example, energy management, focus management, time management, and so on. So what I wanted to do was to build a practical course. This is not a religious course. I'm not going to teach you how to pray or how to fast. I'm going to teach you practical ideas and steps to overcome these productivity challenges so that you can make the most of Ramadan. There's a lot of things that goes into this, from the way we view Ramadan to the way we actually sleep in Ramadan to down to the detail of how what we eat during Ramadan. All these things add up to how we lead a productive Ramadan. And the idea is that if we can lead a productive Ramadan, if we can lead productive lives during Ramadan with all the difficulties, with all the fasting, with all the the challenges of trying to be productive in Ramadan, if we can do that during Ramadan, then those skills can help us, can help us throughout the year as well. We almost like graduate with those skills. So I see it as like a perfect training ground for basically the all the courses I've been teaching over the years, a perfect training ground for being productive. And this is what we hope that people sign up for this course and learn about this course, because it really gives them practical tips to lead a productive lifestyle during and after Ramadan.
MashaAllah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I really love the concept of spending Ramadan in survival mode versus actually being productive and taking the maximum advantage of Ramadan. Could you just briefly elaborate on that, inshallah?
Sure. So, I mean, one of the, as I said to you, that a lot of people go into Ramadan with lots of ambitions. They want to finish the Quran. They want to pray Tarawih every night. They want to really get the most of Ramadan spiritually. But what they don't realize that if they don't know how to manage the energy levels, if they don't know how to manage their sleep, if they don't know how to manage the nutrition and fitness and really and this time, if they don't understand those things, which all lead up to being productive, if they don't understand, then they will not make the most of Ramadan. So the idea is that, even though we go to Ramadan thinking that it's a very spiritual month and that we should just focus on the spiritual aspects, but really if we don't master these simple aspects about our bodies, about our mind, about our energy levels, then those things can really hinder us from achieving our full potential in Ramadan. So I see it as a very, very important science that every Muslim needs to understand and learn to really make the most of Ramadan. Because I'm sure people have felt the Ramadan guilt trip, right? They go into Ramadan feeling excited, they want to do so much, but then, for 3 days, 5 days of Ramadan, they feel really tired, they feel really sleepy, they can't focus at work, things, it just goes really bad. And then by the end of Ramadan, they feel really guilty. They haven't done much during the month, and they say, next year I'll do better. And the next year comes, the same thing happens. They just repeat the same mistakes. So what we say is like, stop repeating the same Ramadan you've had. We're going to teach you practical ways so that you can really have, enjoy Ramadan and master Ramadan, so it doesn't feel like an overwhelming force against you, that you can really grow spiritually just by understanding the productivity tips and techniques that help you lead a productive lifestyle.
Subhanallah. And I love all those areas that you're covering, the nutrition part and sleep management. Could you just briefly explain what you've got in there in the
Sure.
course?
So the course is divided into 8 modules, and module one goes into almost preparing ourselves for Ramadan. I recommend people sign up for this course before Ramadan. In fact, we actually close registration the first few days of Ramadan because we want people to have enough time to go through the course and implement during Ramadan. So module one is about the practical sort of the preparations you should do before Ramadan. And then module two goes into explaining the basics. What is productivity? How do we do productivity? What is not productivity? What's the framework that the productive Muslim framework for about thinking about productivity? And then module one is what is productivity. Module two goes into the productive thinking about how we should think about Ramadan, how we should our mindset shift. The whole growth mindset. This we have a great instructor from Australia, Thureen Wynn, who gives us details about some of these latest science and psychology about how to improve your thinking so that you have productive thinking during Ramadan. Module 3 goes into spiritual productivity, about what are the spiritual aspects that help to boost your productivity. How does fasting boost your productivity? How does reading Quran boost your productivity? How does i'tikaf, how does night prayer, how does concepts such as ihsan and taqwa and sabr and patience and all these things, the Islamic concepts, which you always see them as simply purely spiritual concept, but how can these concepts also boost our productivity and give us barakah in our lives, which is also linked to productivity. So we go a lot into spiritual productivity in module 3. Module 4, we go into some more of the physical aspects. We talk about how to manage your sleep, how to manage your nutrition, how to manage your fitness, and how to structure your day so that you can balance between those three things and balance the different aspects of yourself. Module 4, so that was module 4. Module 5 goes into social productivity. It talks about what are how can you be productive outside yourself. A lot of people think productivity is a very selfish thing, just me, myself, and I. But what I want people to think of productivity from an Islamic perspective is about being productive with your family, with your neighbors, your community, with your country, with your ummah. The whole spectrum. We really push for that as well. And then module 6 goes into being productive at work and what are all the issues you face, how to explain to, if you're working with non-Muslim colleagues or even Muslim colleagues, how to be productive at work, how to focus at work, how to manage your time during Ramadan, how to manage your time during the last 10 nights of Ramadan, when you want to do extra ibadah at night. All those stuff are covered in the module 6. Module 7 is our sisters special. We go into special a module for our sisters who have especially days that are praying or really being a sister who's a wife and who's a mother and who perhaps is the bedrock of the family, and she really can inspire the whole family to become more productive. And we really have a focus on the sisters in this module. And finally, module 8 goes into the productive habits. What are they, now that you've gone through this whole course, which habits will you take with you after Ramadan? So we also help you with all after Ramadan. This course also comes with each of these modules come with summary sheets. They come with doodles, infographics, so that you can see visually the summary. Also transcripts of all the videos, so you can just, instead of watching the video, you can read the video. And it really is in these videos and these courses are delivered through a very world-class online learning platform that you basically can watch on your PC, on your iPad, on your smartphone, your tablet, Android, whichever phone or tablet you have, you can actually watch them, and it works great ways. And you can also immediately just watch the video, ask your questions, and we're there to answer your queries for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And since my audience is women, I'd really like to highlight the part Latifa is teaching, module 6, because a lot of time we women feel guilty if we are not able to fast for any genuine reason. And mashallah, she explains it so well, as to how to still take the advantage of Ramadan during non-fasting days and managing iftar parties and family and ibadah, mashallah. Anyway, so another good part is transcripts are available, as you just mentioned, apart from recorded lectures, right?
Yeah, so we have these core presentations, we have the slides, we have transcripts of all the slides, we have interviews. We have, example, we have interview with Ustad Aman Ali Khan, we have Abdul Nasser Jangda, we have interview Sister Khafai Abdul Salam, who's a Muslim mother coach person. We also have interviews with some NFL players who have basically stay fit during Ramadan. Really try to explore different ways to make this course as engaging as possible. And the doodles are there, the infographics are there to help summarize. We also have these worksheets so that at the end of each module, we ask you, how well are you implementing the advice we've given you? Are you keeping track? From all the tips and advice within, what are the tips that you're working on? What tips are you still need to work on? This helps you keep, make sure you're keeping progress with yourself and you're not sort of just, consuming material without making benefit. And the beauty of this course that, I'm sure you remember that, the course has changed over the years. We've been updating it and improving it as much as possible every single year. So it's not the same course every 2 years. We try to add more content. We try to add more, try to take out sometimes content which we think is redundant, add more better content. We keep on improving it so that, and you only need to sign up once. I'm not going to ask you to sign up every single year. Just once you sign up, lifetime access, and it's yours for life basically and you have access to all the improvements we give to it.
This is the part that I love the most, because most of the personal development program ask you to pay over and over again when they relaunch, and subhanallah, you do not ask for that. Alhamdulillah, once you sign up for the course, it's yours forever. And I still remember 3 years back when I joined the course, it was in the middle of Ramadan, and I recommended that it should be available before Ramadan, which alhamdulillah, which happened.
You definitely we take a lot of this feedback. You're right. Like one of the we used to launch during Ramadan, but like I said, a lot of people said make sure you launch before Ramadan. Now we actually launch a month before Ramadan, and even then people say make it earlier. So next year we'll go even earlier, inshallah. But that is we like to we take the feedback, we listen to the feedback, and see how we can improve it for you.
MashaAllah, excellent. So, from where I see, Ramadan actually comes to challenge three habits of ours, that's eating, sleeping, and talking. And MashaAllah, all these aspects are so very well covered in the course. Anyway, one of my students was asking if she would be able to continue these habits beyond Ramadan. Is there any module to make sure that this happens?
Yeah, so we have, as I mentioned, I have module 8, which is the last module, which talks about habit development. Because the idea about Ramadan is a great training ground for developing these good habits. Actually, Ramadan does two things. Number one, it comes and it breaks away all your old habits, because it completely changes your schedule, completely changes the way the time you eat, the time you sleep, the time you pray, it just completely changes everything. You're like, whoa, suddenly you come across this in Ramadan, and it does not make you go to your daily routine, like normal routine outside Ramadan. So once you kind of breaks your habits, it's a great time to start building good ones. And the idea is that once Ramadan ends, you should continue some of the good ones. Now, I don't expect many people to go out exactly after Ramadan as they are during Ramadan, but at least they should graduate with a couple of habits. And we teach practical ways to select the right habits, how to make sure to continue with them, what are the techniques. And again, we look at very modern ideas that have been, latest science and technology about how to maintain habits and how to maintain and how to change habits and stop old habits and start new habits. So the Ramadan becomes a training ground for them, and they can graduate after. So, and even if you, like I said, even if you let's say you didn't finish the course during Ramadan, or you didn't finish the course before Ramadan, then you still have the whole year you have access to the course. You can just log in anytime, and some of the modules are actually relevant even outside Ramadan. So you can log in anytime and just watch the modules that you found, remember that were relevant to you, and implement them even outside Ramadan. So it really is a lifelong learning experience for you.
Great, mashallah. So when we're talking about covering the course, what's the best way you recommend to go through the entire course?
So there are two ways. I mean, I normally recommend people to go from start to finish. However, if you're tight with time, what I recommend you do is that you focus on the modules that are most important to you. For some people, for example, they said most of your clients are women, so maybe they should go straight in Sister Special, for example. Or maybe someone else has, I really struggle with sleep, then let me go straight into sleep. Someone else might say, actually, I just want to listen to interviews, then may go to the interview. So it really is built so that you can literally test it. I'm not gonna, when you sign up for the course, you have all the material at once. I'm not gonna sort of hide the material and release this slowly. You'll have all the material at once, and you just have to either start to finish, or you can just select the courses select the modules you want. And what's cool about our online learning platform is that it allows you can see exactly which lessons you've listened to and which one you haven't. So there's a little check mark that tells you, yes, you've finished this module or not, or you've finished this lesson or not. So that way you keep track, because there's so many lessons and modules there, you might actually lose track which one have I listened to or not. So we have this new online learning platform, which actually we invested on this year only. This is a brand new platform we bought this year. And then this really helps you to see where you are and how many lessons you've covered, how many lessons you've got left. So it's a great way to basically keep track of your progress.
It's great. It's great that you're trying to facilitate the students in every possible way. Okay, I feel slightly artificial when I ask this question because I already know the answer. But just for the sake of my audience, it's not a fiqh course, right? You're not teaching fiqh there.
Absolutely. We're not teaching the fiqh of fasting. It's not a religious course, but we're not teaching about how to fast or how to pray. Even some fiqh issues about regarding, fasting and praying and what time to break fast and what time. We don't go into that because we're not Islamic scholars, so we cannot claim to have knowledge of that. So we don't actually go into that. And also B, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of resources now online from our imams and scholars who teach those aspects of the Ramadan. So we leave that to the experts basically. Our focus, we are basically productivity experts, and we're Muslims. We know exactly the challenges our Muslim brothers and sisters are facing. So this is a course by Muslims for Muslims. We have expertise in productivity, and we just bring it forward in a way that's appealing and that's engaging and that's applicable to the modern Muslim lifestyle.
Okay, mashallah. So when you're talking about we, could you just briefly once again tell about the instructors, all the instructors,
Sure.
but just a little bit about their backgrounds as to build their credibility?
Sure. So we have, of course, our instructor, this Thorane Wynn from Australia. He's the founder of HardcoreSuccess.com, and his focus is on the sort of productive thinking, how to change our mindset, the way we think, and really he has built a great following. He's done a course for us before outside Ramadan, also on thinking, think productive. But really, his course has been very popular as well. You see a lot of people have provided very good feedback on his comments. That's Thorane Wynn from Australia. Really provides very valuable content on productive thinking. We also have Sister Yasmin Isa. She is a nutrition expert. She's a certified nutrition expert and also fitness expert. So she gives very practical advice on staying hydrated, on what food you should eat, and how to exercise during Ramadan. So again, it gives you some very practical advice on that. So she's a certified nutritionist, and she gives advice there in our course, and she gives a whole series of lectures in that course. We also have Sister Latifa Begum, who is the Productive Muslimah instructor at Productive Muslim. So she specializes in productivity training for sisters. She runs workshops in London and other parts of the world as well. She's very credible. She's a mashallah a leader in her community, and she gives very practical advice for sisters to lead productive lifestyles, inside and outside Ramadan. We also have Brother Karim As-Sayyid. Brother Karim As-Sayyid, he's the founder of Trailblazer, and he really he's more of a professional instructor. He's actually now an instructor at Google. So he actually teaches, he does Google, he does training for Google basically. So he is a professional instructor, that corporate instructor. So he knows how to deal with professionals. He understands the issues that professionals face in the corporate world. So that's Brother Karim As-Sayyid, who is also instructor. And finally, of course, is myself. I've been running this blog for a long time, and I've been running this basically, and this has been my passion about learning how Islam and productivity come together, and where and how can we lead more productive lifestyles, spiritually, physically, socially.
Mashallah, mashallah, wonderful. So, Brother Faris, I hear you saying that this course is not for everyone. And yesterday, one of my students were asking me that how can I be sure that this course is for me? So I would just like you to elaborate on it when you say that this course is not for everyone.
Sure. So this course is basically an investment to those who really, really want to lead productive lives during Ramadan. Some people, might say that this course, really, if they think that I just want to learn about the fiqh, the rules of fasting, how to pray, then this course is not for you. Okay, this course is not for you if you don't want to if you just want to survive Ramadan. Some people say, I just want to survive Ramadan. Then this course is not for you. This course is for people who are frustrated that they've wasted the previous Ramadans, who are looking for practical tips to apply, in their Ramadan that would improve the Ramadan. They're looking for solutions to overcome their challenges in Ramadan. They really have sincere intentions to achieve Ramadan goals, and they're willing to invest at least an hour a day for a couple of weeks or 10 days maximum to prepare for Ramadan. So I know this might sound like a lot, it might sound like an investment, but this is what it is. It's an investment. It's not some kind of free webinar you sign up once, you listen once, and you go home and sleep about it. It really is a course. It's almost like a college degree course that you sign up for, that you really need. There's work, you watch videos, there's worksheets, there's instructors there to help you. And we want you to graduate from this course with the feeling that I am now the master, inshallah. I'll be able to master my Ramadan, inshallah, and I'm able to overcome many challenges, and I can lead a better lifestyle during Ramadan.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So when we're talking about investment, let me just ask you the last question. That Alhamdulillah, you're giving everything away just for $247, which is a great investment. And again, I'm saying it over and over again. That since I'm a student, I know it's just nothing as compared to the value of you're getting out of the program. So, just for the Faris, what about those who are living in the countries where currency is deteriorating, if I can say so? And that's a big, huge, when you convert it into your currency, it is a huge amount. What
True.
recommendation do you have for them?
True. So
And
what
they're genuine people. They're just not like just
I
saying it
understand.
for
I understand. No, yesterday we asked a lot of our potential people why, what is the main thing they find difficult about the course. And a lot of them says, we'd love your course, we want to sign up, but it is very expensive. Well, I have some very good news. We're actually going to build a light version of the course. Now, it's not going to be the full course. It's not going to be with all the bells and whistles, the doodles, infographics, but it's going to be almost like a basics version that really helps people to at least overcome the basics. And this will be at a much, much, much lower rate. And inshallah, we'll announce it very soon on our website, inshallah ta'ala. But if you are able to, and think about it as an investment. I know, some people, we talk about, you don't have money, but then they go ahead and buy like the latest iPhones and Android smartphones, and you think, well, you have money for that too. So if you really genuinely, some people genuinely cannot afford it, but they really, really want to, then look out for our website. We will be announcing a light version of the course, which has the basic minimum of the material. It won't have all the bells and whistles, but at least if you're those who really want to have some part of this course for themselves. Now, if you are able to, I would say this course comes with a risk-free money-back guarantee. So if you buy the full thing, you can literally go buy the full thing, and if you have to borrow money, if you have to sell some old thing you're not using online and just use that money, if you're gonna, maybe even I can offer, if you want 3-4 people of your friends to share one account together, you could figure out a way. If you really want the full course with all the material, all the doodles, all the support from the instructors, and lifetime access, then I really recommend you that you try your best to figure out a way and invest in this course, and you'll get the money back guarantee. If you don't like this course, if this course is not for you, you can go for 30 days, try the whole thing, and you say, it's not for me, I want my money back. We'll refund your money. We won't even ask you questions or make you feel bad about it. The idea is we want you to invest in this course, and inshallah ta'ala, you will not regret it, inshallah.
Exactly, inshallah. And yes, that's great. If you want to figure out a way, you'll definitely figure it out. And I always encourage people that your entire family can wear some nice old suit and nice old outfit on Eid, and inshallah you can invest on this program. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Jazakumullah khairan kathira, Brother Faris. If you have anything to add or say at the end.
All I want to say is I really pray and wish that all of us, inshallah, have a truly productive Ramadan. I want all of us to have sincere intentions and work hard. Whether you sign up for the course or not, for me it's important that we really see Ramadan is not a month that we should be worried about, or we think we should be challenged. We should be excited about Ramadan. Ramadan is a great opportunity for us to grow spiritually, and it's a training ground for us so that we can be better people throughout the year. So whether you sign up for the course or not, I just want you to have a truly productive Ramadan. And we're here at productivemuslim.com. We have a lot of free resources as well on our website. You can feel free to visit our articles, our doodles, our interviews. We have them on our website. But if you want to go that step further, I encourage you to sign up for the course.
Amazing. Jazakumullah khairan kaseera for your time. I can't thank you enough. May Allah reward you for everything you're doing for Ummah.
Ameen, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.